Imagine knowing your time is up. Not just in a vague someday kind of way, but a right now your brain is failing kind of way. And the man who stands to gain everything, your daughter's daily life, her morning smiles, her bedtime stories, is the guy you've spent years trying to beat. Is Liam Spencer actually worried about Finn? Or is he terrified that he's already been replaced? We're looking at a Liam Spencer who is literally staring into the abyss, and what he sees looking back isn't just death, it's Dr. John Finnegan. Was this just a tragic twist of fate? Or is the show finally forcing Liam to pay for years of waffling? The situation is absolutely dire. Liam has just found out he has an inoperable terminal brain tumor. It's the kind of news that stops your world. But for Liam, the tragedy is doubled because he's seeing his future role as a father being handed over to Finn in real time. We've seen him collapse. We've seen the vision loss. This isn't just a headache. It's a total systemic failure of the man Liam used to be. He's watching Finn step into the gap he's leaving behind. And as much as he might say he wants Kelly to be cared for, his ego is screaming. Why did this happen now? Well, think about the timing. Liam has always lived his life as the hero of his own story. He's the guy who saves the girl. He's the devoted father who always eventually does the right thing. But now he can't save anyone. He can't even save himself. The tumor is inoperable, and the diagnosis is terminal. This is a psychological wall he can't climb over. He's acting out of pure desperation. He broke out of the hospital just to get to a dance because he couldn't handle the idea of missing a single milestone. It's not just about the dance. It's about the fact that if he isn't there, Finn is. Liam is feeling a level of powerlessness he has never known. Internally, he's a wreck. He's masking his struggle with stories about a girl named Kelly who is cherished. He's trying to rewrite the ending of his life because the real one is too painful to face. He's clinging to the hope that he'll prevail, but it's a hollow hope. You can see the internal conflict in every scene. He's looking at Kelly and seeing a future where he's a ghost. That's a deep primal fear. It's the fear of being erased from your own child's memory. Here is the unique angle on this, the stepfather vow. Finn makes this solemn promise to always be there for Kelly. He says he doesn't want to replace Liam. But honestly, on a soap, that's exactly what happens. Finn is the good man. He's the doctor. He's the one literally keeping the family together while Liam falls apart. Finn is inadvertently marking his territory. By vowing to be there through thick and thin, Finn is essentially accepting the crown Liam is forced to drop. It's a noble gesture that feels like a gut punch to a man who isn't dead yet. I have to say I disagree with how Liam is handling this. He's being incredibly selfish by keeping the truth from his children. He wants to give them a night to remember, but he's actually setting them up for a trauma they won't recover from. If he collapses in front of them, he's not a hero. He's a source of terror. He's choosing his own ego over their emotional stability. He wants to be the perfect daddy, until the very last second. But he's forgetting that a real father prepares his children for the truth. Looking at the psychological layer, Liam is a man defined by abandonment. He reflected on his own childhood without a father. That trauma is the engine driving his current denial. He can't accept he's dying because he can't accept repeating the cycle for Kelly. He's obsessed with the idea of a united front, because he's terrified of being the one left behind. His ego architecture is collapsing. He's spent his whole life being the center of a love triangle, and now he's being pushed to the sidelines of his own family. Things are about to get so much worse. The secret is going to blow up. You can't hide a terminal brain tumor forever, especially when you're twitching on the floor of a school gymnasium. The drama is escalating to a point where everyone, Hope, Bill, even his enemies, will have to face the reality that Liam Spencer might actually be gone. And once the truth is out, the dynamic between him and Finn changes forever. It won't be a competition anymore. It'll be a mercy mission. I predict a massive shift in how we see Liam. If the show doesn't find a miracle cure, and let's be real, it's a soap, so Eric Forrester's miracle is always a possibility, Liam is going to spend his final days trying to vet Finn. He's going to start testing him. He'll want to know if Finn can handle the Sheila drama and the Luna obsession while raising his girl. Liam will try to coach Finn on how to be Kelly's father. And that is going to be the ultimate ego trip. He'll try to control her life even from the grave. Wait until you hear the other side of this, though. There's a whole other spoiler path where Liam isn't the victim, but the predator. In some versions of the story, Liam uses Steffi's downfall, her losing the co-CEO title and the Cliff House, to pounce. He files for emergency custody. He uses receipts. He uses witness testimony of her psychological meltdown to take Kelly away. This shows that Liam's worry about Finn might just be a weapon. If he can't be the father, he'll make sure nobody else can be the stepfather either. Why would he do that? Because Liam Spencer doesn't know how to lose. If he feels Finn is gaining too much ground, he'll burn the whole house down to stay in control. It's a "if I can't have her, no one can" mentality. He's weaponizing his role as a protector to mask his own vindictiveness. Is it protective parenting? Or is he just a guy who hates that Finn is the one Steffi chose? He sees Finn's family issues with Sheila and Luna as the perfect excuse to step back in and be the safe alternative. Internally, Liam is probably feeling a twisted sense of satisfaction when Finn's family drama kicks off. When Luna's obsession comes to light, or Sheila lurks outside, Liam gets to play the "I told you so" card. He feels vindicated. It's a disgusting but very human emotion. He wants Finn to fail so that he remains the primary hero in Kelly's eyes. He's insecure. He knows Finn is a stable professional doctor and Liam is, well, he's Liam. He's the guy who waffles. He's the guy who can't commit. Finn is the man Liam wishes he was. Think about the future impact of these 2 weeks. This era basically set the stage for everything that came after. Thomas's mental health crisis became a major turning point for his character. The Shin relationship became a cornerstone of the show, finally giving Steffi a life outside of the Spencer orbit. And Quinn? Her banishment led to some of her most desperate and interesting stories yet. It makes you wonder, if these characters didn't make these massive toxic mistakes, would we even watch? We tune in for the mess, right? We want to see if Thomas can fight off the voices of a mannequin. We want to see if Liam can finally get over himself. And we definitely want to see if Quinn can claw her way back to the top. So here's the real debate for the comments section. First off, what do you think about Liam? Is he actually a concerned father? Or is he just a guy whose ego can't handle being second best? I mean, think about how he treated Steffi for years. He always had one foot out the door. Now that someone else is in the room, he's acting like he's the moral authority on her life. Is it protective or is it just plain toxic? And then there's the Thomas situation. Was the mannequin storyline a brilliant piece of psychological drama? Or did it just cross a line? Some fans in our sources thought it was downright creepy and made their skin crawl. Others loved the ride. Where do you stand? Do you like it when the show gets a little dark and weird? Or do you prefer the classic romance? This whole period was just such a wild time for the show. You had the actors working with literal plastic dolls trying to make it feel real, and honestly Matthew Atkinson sold the heck out of it. He made you feel his terror. You could see the sweat on his forehead when the mannequin started talking to him. It's a testament to the actors that we were even talking about this years later. And the music. Whether you like Zoe's song or not, it was a moment. It added a different layer to the show. It made Forrester Creations feel more like a real place where people have hobbies and passions outside of just designing things we never actually see. As we wrap up this deep dive into late October 2020, it's clear that the stakes were higher than ever. Relationships were being forged in the fire of recovery and obsession. Families were being torn apart by old secrets. And a plastic mannequin was becoming the most talked about character on daytime TV. What a time to be a fan, right? If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane and our analysis of the twisted psychology of the Forresters and Logans, you know what to do. Hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss another deep dive. We love breaking down these classic soap moments and figuring out what's really going on behind those perfectly styled Forrester outfits. Tell us your favorite or least favorite moment from these 2 weeks in the comments below. Did you think Thomas was gone for good? Or were you rooting for him to find his way back? And do you think Finn and Steffi are really destiny? Or was it just the right place at the right time? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for more bold and the beautiful drama. Wait, before we go, we have to talk about one more thing. The mystery guest at the wedding. Do you remember the speculation? People thought it might be the minister from Vegas coming to blackmail Shauna. It just goes to show that in this world, your past is always just one wedding away from catching up with you. Do you ever look at a situation and just think, Was this really just a simple mistake? Or is something way more twisted going on here? I mean, seriously. We're looking back at a specific 2-week stretch of The Bold and the Beautiful from October 2020, and let me tell you, it was a total fever dream. Think about where we were. The world was upside down. The show was using mannequins to film romantic scenes because of social distancing, and the writers decided to take that literal piece of plastic and turn it into a character. It's wild when you stop and think about it. Was Thomas Forrester finally getting his life together, or was he about to invite a literal nightmare into his living room? And then you've got Liam. Is it possible for a man to be so threatened by his ex-wife's happiness that he'll invent a whole medical conspiracy just to stay in the spotlight? We are peeling back all those layers today. This isn't just a recap. We're diving into the psychology of why these people do the insane things they do. Let's set the stage. It's October 19, 2020. The air is thick with drama at the Forrester office and the beach house. You've got Quinn facing the total destruction of her life after her schemes against Brooke and Ridge blew up. You've got Zoe Buckingham trying to figure out if she wants the safe guy or the shiny new guy. But the real heart of the tension? It's Liam Spencer. The guy just can't help himself. Hope finally looks him in the eye and asks the question we were all thinking. Are you just jealous of Finn? And the look on his face. Total shock. Why did he react that way? Well, think about it. Liam has been the center of the universe for both Hope and Steffi for years. He's used to being the prize they fight over. Suddenly, there's a new doctor in town, and Steffi isn't waiting by the phone for Liam anymore. That is a massive blow to his ego. He's masking his insecurity as concern for Steffi's safety, but we all see through it, don't we? He's basically trying to disqualify Finn because he doesn't know how to exist if he isn't the primary man in Steffi's life. It's classic territorial behavior. Does Liam actually care about Steffi's recovery? Or does he just hate that he's not the one saving her? It's a tough question. According to the sources, Liam claims Finn is responsible for her addiction because he missed the warning signs. But come on, Liam. You're not a doctor. You're just a guy who can't handle being replaced. Hope isn't buying it either. She tells him straight up that he needs to do some soul searching. Can you imagine how that feels for Hope? She's trying to build a life with this man, but he's still obsessing over his ex-wife's new boyfriend. It's exhausting. And while this is happening, life moves on at Forrester Creations. Zoe and Zend are in the design office and things are getting flirty. Zend feels like his design is missing something, and Zoe offers to model it for him right then and there. Talk about a distraction. This is happening right after Carter asked her to move in with him. Why is she playing both sides? The funny thing is, Zoe seems to be addicted to the validation. She's being all coy with Carter but then turns around and flirts with Zend the second Carter leaves. Do you think she's actually into Zend? Or is she just testing her power? Now let's talk about the big shin moment on October 20th. Steffi and Finn are at the Cliff House, and they finally say those 3 big words. They love each other. This was such a huge shift for the show. For years it was just Steffi and Liam over and over. Seeing her find peace with Finn felt like she was finally reclaiming her own story. She tells Finn she was trying to tough it out before the accident, but he pointed her in the right direction. It's a beautiful sentiment, right? But then of course their big kiss gets interrupted by little Kelly. Isn't that just life? It's a micro-metaphor for their whole relationship. They aren't just a couple. They are navigating a very messy past with kids and exes involved. It makes you wonder, can a relationship born out of a doctor-patient dynamic ever really be equal? Or will Finn always be the caretaker in Steffi's mind? While those two are falling in love, Zoe is busy singing. This was a big deal at the time because the actress Kiara Barnes actually wrote the song, I'm Just Fine. But let's be real, the fan reaction was all over the place. Some people loved her voice, but others felt it was a bit much for a fashion office. One fan in our sources even said it sounded like she was putting on an affected voice. Why do you think the writers put a musical number in the middle of all this? Maybe it was a psychological smokescreen. Zoe is singing about being fine, but her heart is clearly split. She's reckless with Carter's feelings while she bats her eyes at Zend. It's hard to watch Carter get played like this. He's such a good guy, and you just know he's going to get his heart broken. Is Zoe a villain here? Or is she just a girl who's finally getting the attention she never had after the whole Baby Beth scandal? But everything, and I mean everything, pales in comparison to what starts happening on October 22nd. This is the moment Thomas Forrester takes creepy to a whole new level. He brings home a crate from Forrester Creations, and what's inside? A life-sized mannequin of Hope Logan. Now, the show used these for social distancing filming, but making it part of the plot was a stroke of genius. Or madness. Thomas is staring at this thing, and then it starts talking back to him. It's using Hope's voice. Is Sheila Carter being cruel? Or is she just giving Deacon and Taylor the consequences they earned? From where I'm sitting, Deacon and Taylor are being incredibly arrogant. They think they can just move on as if Sheila doesn't exist. That is a fatal psychological mistake. Sheila Carter exists because of the trauma of being ignored. By trying to erase her, they are only making her more present. My opinion is that Taylor deserves to lose her license. She's been acting like her medical degree is a get-out-of-jail-free card for years, and it's time someone, even a serial killer like Sheila, called her on it. The future impact of this is going to ripple through the next 3 seasons. If Sheila takes half of Deacon's assets, she becomes a power player in the Los Angeles business world. Can you imagine Sheila Carter sitting in board meetings at the Logan fashion house or standing on the runway at the Forrester versus Logan rivalry? It would be high-retention gold. The show is using this new era to elevate Sheila from a stalker in the shadows to a corporate shark in the light. It's a brilliant way to keep Kimberlin Brown on the canvas without having to send her back to prison every 6 months. Think about the psychological impact on Deacon. He worked so hard to clean up his image. He wanted to be a man Hope could be proud of. If Sheila dismantles his business and his reputation, Deacon will likely spiral back into his old, dark habits. He might even turn on Taylor, blaming her for tempting him away from the safety of his marriage. The mutual attraction they have right now is based on a fantasy. When the reality of Sheila's revenge hits, that fantasy is going to crumble faster than a cheap pizza crust. Is their love strong enough to survive being broke and shunned by society? I highly doubt it. The rivalry between the Forresters and the Spencers is also going to be influenced by this. If Ridge gets too involved in protecting Taylor from Sheila, it's going to cause a massive blowout with Brooke. Brooke has been very solid with Ridge lately, but her patience isn't infinite. If she sees Ridge obsessing over his ex-wife again, the destiny is going to hit a major roadblock. Analytically, this is exactly what the show needs to keep the new era from feeling like a repeat of the old one. Instead of Ridge choosing between 2 women, we have a man trying to play hero in a war he doesn't understand, while his wife watches from the sidelines with growing resentment. So what does Sheila have planned? She has a total life annihilation plan. She's going to use the law, she's going to use the press, and she's going to use the secrets she gathers from Remy to make sure Deacon and Taylor have nothing left. It's not just about getting even. It's about proving that you cannot throw Sheila Carter away like trash and expect to live a bold and beautiful life. Sheila is the shadow that follows the glamour, and that shadow is about to get a lot darker. She is going to wait until the Logan fashion preview is at its height, and then she is going to pull the rug out from under everyone. Now I have to ask you. 1. Do you think Sheila is justified in taking half of Deacon's assets after his betrayal? Is she the victim here, or just a villain using the law as a weapon? 2. Should Taylor Hayes lose her medical license for her relationship with Deacon? Is her behavior unprofessional, or are the fans being too hard on her? Let me know what you think in the comments. This new era is already looking like a bloodbath, and I am here for every single second of it. If you want to keep up with Sheila's epic revenge, and all the drama coming out of the new studios, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Smash that like button if you're Team Sheila this time around. We'll be watching closely to see who survives the summer of shocks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one where we break down the Logan sister blowout that everyone is talking about. Asterisk word count and high retention check. This script transformation leverages the source's spoilers about Sheila's epic revenge, the new era, at Sunset Las Palmas, Taylor's ethical violations, and the Remy/Logan fashion house drama. Every few sentences include deep psychological or analytical commentary as required, maintaining a human, conversational tone with micro cliffhangers and engagement questions. Asterisk.